Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Fantastico.
All right. Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in to RedE2Start Podcast, episode 3, with our special guest down here, RGT85. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to it.
And then, everybody, let's start off like normal. Everybody introduce yourself. RGT85, you want to start? Because I think everybody knows you.
I don't know. I don't think everybody does.
I'm RGT85. I make subpar YouTube videos. Thank you if you watch them. If not, you're not missing out on much.
With almost 500,000 subscribers. That's subpar mine.
I mean, that's not indicative of quality, though. You know, there's lots of musical artists who sell millions of albums that aren't really that good. So that's kind of how I view it. Like, I don't know. I'm not that good at what I do, but it works. Pays the bills.
Hey, we all like it.
Yeah.
Punisher, you're up. Let's just go up. And
I was gonna be like ladies first. You know, just gonna go.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, sorry, I'm going. Okay.
Yep.
I'm Josie. I have a channel called Josie Woah. Talk about the Nintendo Switch. I make all right videos, I think. So check them out.
I will say I do like the name change. I like the whole Woah thing. That was
Thank you.
That was nice. I was like, oh,
RGT told me to, so I listened.
Nice.
Yeah, got it. Can't have too much government name out there. Too many fucking weirdos.
It's true.
He's not wrong.
It's true.
Click. Go ahead, bye.
How's it going, everybody? I'm ClickToEnlarge. I stream shooters, Apex, Warzone, play whatever, usually on my channel. I've been uploading some more stuff on my YouTube, just gaming news and pop culture stuff and entertainment, stuff that I find entertaining. So that's what I do, and I'm very happy to be here, guys.
Nice. I want to applause. Yo! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Punisher305 from the Miami Geeks, and we bring content, Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, and a little something in between. We're bringing some gaming news, some little news here, news there, with a little something. And I'm here with you all and just having a blast. Let's do this.
And this is my channel. Most of you all know me, but there's a lot of people out there from other channels that don't know Red Bandana Gaming. I'm Logan, and I bring you gameplay, news, reviews, and God, an awful lot of controller videos, because that's what people seem to like. God, it gets expensive. But hey, soon maybe they'll start giving them to me for free. So
they should. Who are you working with?
Well, the last people to reach out to me were Play Vital, but I got back to them, and then I haven't heard anything back.
I would hit up PDP. I would hit up Retro.
I've tried.
Really?
I've tried PDP because I have PDP and PowerA videos that are like 70K views.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, they need to.
So,
I would hit them up again and show them the video, like send them a link to the video. Be like, hey, look at the views on this. We need to start. We should be working together on something here. I mean, obviously, it's not like super expensive to buy one controller, but if you're constantly buying controllers, I had to buy.
Yeah.
You can see some of them back there. I bought a bunch of USB controllers for my mini PC.
That was one of the things I wanted to talk to you tonight about. That
the mini PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
because I watched that video that you did and everything after what do you call the after Spawncast thing?
Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm gonna work on a video tomorrow about Duck Station, because I think Duck Station is like the most amazing. And like, I understand that Duck Station has been around for a very long time now, like a couple of years, and emulation and stuff, like it's obviously grown. I stopped being heavy into emulation during I want to say 2006. I was doing like high-res texture packs for Project 64 with No Mercy, because you had a lot of modders at that time. Yeah, doing stuff with that, and that was my jam. I loved doing all that stuff. But then I just, I didn't really emulate all that much because I started collecting. But playing around with Duck Station, and the amount of people, I was doing a stream and I was showing people on the stream, I was like, dude, this is what Duck Station does for PS1 games. It's mind blowing. The amount of people who are watching that stream and knew nothing about it kind of led me to believe that, hey, I need to do like a full on video and show people what this all about, what this does for your PS1 games. Cause it's magic. It's literally magical. So yeah, I'm doing that. And then I'm doing a video on all the controllers I bought. I'm gonna clickbait that and be like, I bought fake Nintendo controllers. Like, people are like, why did you buy those? And then I'll do like a full mini PC video, just because that's gonna take like a lot of time. But like I feel like I could knock out a DuckStation one this weekend and stuff like that.
Are you still doing that video documenting everybody buying? Oh, or what was it? Phoenix resale? Is that?
Yeah,
what it was?
he's I just talked to him today. He's coming in on Tuesday the 11th, and or is he coming? Yeah, he's coming in on Tuesday the 11th. He's gonna stay.
That's right. I remember you said that.
Because he was gonna get a hotel, and I was like, you seem normal enough. You could just stay here. And I feel like, you know, if he gets out of line, I'll just stab him or something. And so,
Legit.
and then like he's gonna
You almost sound like you're from Miami.
He's northeast, you know, pretty much the same. He's gonna stay the night, and then Wednesday he's gonna head out. So yeah, I'm excited to get rid of all this stuff and to have like a lot more room and be able to sort of figure out, you know, what I have and what to put on shelves and
More
all
figures.
that sort of stuff. Yeah, I've got a lot of figures now, man.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, now that you're
Welcome to the
giving all
game.
these things, so being that you're giving everything away, do you feel like a relief or more like a man? Like, do I really want to get rid of it?
No, it's a relief because I never really cared. I collected. I haven't collected shit because I've had no
Same.
desire. I don't have a setup where it's like all of my consoles are hooked up to like a FrameMeister or some shit like that, and everything's up to my HD TV. Like, no, if I wanted to play a game, I'd have to dig the console out, and I'm like, this sucks. So that's why I like the mini PC and the emulation is so much better now than it was when I remembered it, you know, and just the fact that it improves the games. I don't care what anyone says.
Drastically.
It improves the games. Like, it's almost like playing a whole new freaking game with some of this stuff. So yeah, like I'm all on board with it. I love it. I've been loving it. No, it was sold, not given away. Yes, Phoenix Resale did buy the collection. But yeah, I'm super digging it, man. And it's just like I just feel like I'm scratching the surface with a lot of this emulation stuff. And I feel like it's just gonna get more and more enjoyable for me.
Have you been getting a lot of hate about you doing a video? I'm selling my stuff.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of that because I've sold off 200 something games. And then once my Poly Mega comes in, I'm going to install them a lot on there and then sell the other half. And I'm only keeping Nintendo stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And people are giving me hate up the wazoo.
I used to get okay. So I did a game room tour a couple of years ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And people made videos on me because I said that I was thinking of downsizing some stuff because they were like, well, people sent you stuff via a PO box. And I'm like, that was like 5 years ago. Like, how long are you obligated to keep something? Like, if your grandma gives you a sweater you don't like, do you keep it forever? Or do you go return it, or do you do something with it to get something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I never understood that mindset, but I never even ended up really doing it because I was like, whatever. But yeah, people are like, oh, you're just doing it for vanity. And it's like, I'm doing it because I want to do it. One guy made a video that somebody sent me. He made a video saying that I was saying I was selling my stuff, but I wasn't really selling my stuff. I was doing that to beg for donations for my medical bills from January. And I'm like,
Dude,
I remember you talking about that. I remember you talking about that.
I was like, if I wanted to beg for medical bills for my thing on January, I would have made a fucking GoFundMe. Like, why am I going to say I'm going to sell? He was like, he's just going to move his stuff into a different part. It's like, what is wrong with? First off, you're 50 something years old. Why do you care? Like, why do you care? That's bizarre to me. But
it's true.
No, I'm completely happy, man, because it's never been and I like stuff that people gave me. I had a viewer like 6-7 years ago, Milton. He gave me Panzer Dragoon Saga and Dragon Force CIB on Saturn. I'm not getting rid of those. I could have easily.
No, you can't.
Yeah, like
$400 for each. Maybe more.
Panzer's like $1,000, and like
Panzer's $1,000 now.
Yeah,
dude, I looked several years ago. I saw a copy floating around for $350, $375. I'm like, maybe I get it, maybe I don't.
Yeah, it's about $1,000 now, complete. But like, no, I'm not going to get rid of those because he didn't have to give those to me. You know, those are expensive items. Those I understand, but like, you know, everything else, it's kind of like, come on, man. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having more room and, you know, being able to focus more on. Because it's time consuming, dude. It's time consuming putting all this shit in totes. Like,
I feel you.
I tell you what, I was doing that for days where I was like, all right, taking this down. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell that. And then it's like, Wow,
And
just loading it up and then taking it. See, I didn't want to bother selling it online. I have a local retro game store that's like, just bring it in, and they give me like 75% value. So I'm like,
Oh, nice.
it's better than selling it online. But
Yeah.
I've been shopping there since I moved up here, and they're like, yeah, I got some really good value. I expected to get of the haul that I brought in. I was expecting about $700 because they weren't very valuable games. They gave me $650. I was like, cool, done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like I got to a point where I was inventorying everything, and this was taking me like literal days, and I was like, I am so tired of this. So I had like 4 or 5 prospective buyers, and I kind of went saw on them. I was like, would you like to play a game? And they were like, what? I was like, here are the rules. I am tired of inventorying this stuff. Everything that's accessed in the inventory will be there. You give me half of what this is worth, then you get a bunch of freebies. However, if I have to continually add stuff because none of you want to take me up on the offer, the price goes up. Choose wisely. And so Phoenix Resale was like, no, I'll give you half. That's cool. I was like, all right, cool. And I ended up finding Parasite Eve, Lunar, like a bunch of PS1 games that I didn't even know I had. I had
Lunar
no idea.
A whole collection?
No,
Silver Star Story?
Yeah, Silver Star Story.
Ooh.
Complete
in box?
No, just disc. But still, like
Still.
it's pricey. Like I don't even know where these came from. I don't know when I bought these. I think I might have bought them 6 years ago when I lived in North Carolina, and GameStop was doing the buy 2 get 1 on a lot of retro stuff when they had like that inventory. I was assuming that I bought them then, and then I never like categorized them or got like a case for them or anything, because I just found them randomly in a box. So I was like, dude, you're getting so much extra shit like just for free. Because
my wife and I did that. We went to a couple of GameStops that were closing a couple of years ago, and I think we bought one night almost 100 something games from GameStop because they were doing the 75% off buy 2 get 1. We went to 3 different GameStops, and we came home with like 100 something games. That was part of what I got rid of, because I was like, she has like, I think 200 to 300 PS4 games, and I was sitting on that many Xbox. I sold almost all my Xbox games. I sold almost all my PS4, PS2, PS3. I'm like, why am I collecting this? I'm never going to play it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's like my whole thing was like, I mean, like the Switch stuff, I'm keeping some PS3.
I have over 600 Switch games. So yeah,
stuff that's hard to, well, I got rid of a lot of Switch games. I got a surprising amount. But it was just like, for the older stuff, if I didn't have an emotional attachment to it, like every single game that I'm keeping, I have an emotional attachment to. As far as retro is concerned, I'm keeping 5 NES games, 0 Super Nintendo games.
Wow.
I never had a Super Nintendo as a kid.
Okay, fair.
No,
that's why I'm getting rid of my Genesis stuff. When I get the Polymega, I never had a Genesis.
5 and 60, no, more than 5, 7 and 64 games. 2
Star Fox in there?
Games. Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Like even Genesis, I'm only keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. And that was the system I grew up with. And it's just like, if I can't look at, every single one of these games though, Super Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. I got this because I played Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition at a Marriott pool, because they had, we had a family member visiting, and there was an arcade in the pool when you would walk in, and this was they had this
like Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn used to have an arcade, dude, and like you could smell the chlorine, dude.
Yeah,
in the arcade. It's awesome. And then
that's one of the
hot tub afterwards.
Street Fighter 2 Champion was a Holiday Inn in South Miami.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shaq Fu. I'm keeping Shaq Fu. I love Shaquille O'Neal. As a kid, I rented this game so many times. Garfield Caught in the Act. I love Garfield. Earthworm Jim. I remember getting this for a Christmas. World Series Baseball. Used to play the Home Run Derby with this with my uncle.
Game Gear. Like I have that on Game Gear.
Sonic Spinball. Loved it. King Salmon. Played it with my uncle. WrestleMania the arcade game. Loved it as a kid. Greatest Heavyweights. Played it with my grandpa. Like every single one of these games, I could think of something specific that happened.
I think that's a good reason to keep them.
And
that's good, man. It's perfectly fine.
If I have no sort of attachment to it, goodbye. See ya.
All right. That's fair enough. No,
I know I was saying earlier. Can I say the term that I said earlier? Red bandana, the medical term of the repellent. We'll just call it girlfriend repellent that I have. I'm not going to use the V word on this one, but
Look, I understand.
I don't think it's. Does YouTube allow that? Does YouTube allow that?
I
You
can
could just
probably
say-
say it.
Yeah, she could.
You
say
guys
it.
probably
yeah,
just
she could
can't.
say it, but no. But point
I
being
could probably
is
say it in Spanish if anything. La papaya repellent.
like I'm so grateful that I still have
Okay.
when I was younger, I still have the original Game Boy that I had growing up, and I snagged my brother's. And so I
I'm okay.
it's one of my prized possessions because you look at it and it's like I grew up with this. So I keep
Yeah.
it, you know.
Well, no, I totally get the thing about me is I had a collection. I didn't keep most of the stuff from when I was a kid. Whenever I was a kid, I would sell whatever games and console I had to buy the new thing or to put money towards the new thing.
Yeah,
So
I did that.
when I was 20, I think I was 20, 21, around that age. I had walked out of a job because I had a fight with my boss and it was like almost a fist fight. And I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I just quit and I had no backup plan. So what I had from my collection then, I sold about 85% of just to pay bills and stuff like that. So most of the stuff, I actually like 95 to 99% of the stuff, none of it's from like my childhood. You know, some of it will be from like late
Repurchased?
teens. Yeah, but it's all most of it's repurchased because I already had to sell it once. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, I did the same thing right before I met my wife now. I think around 2014, I sold almost my entire gaming collection and figures up the wazoo. I had Metal Gear Solid figures. I had Gears of War. I had Marvel Legends. And I sold all that stuff just to pay some bills. And it hurts. It hurts.
I was gonna
Now,
say, dude, that's a
thank
tough
God I don't
one.
have
Well,
to. But
No, I had the full the Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2. I had both of those full series because they used to line. I had this crap ass smelly 1-bedroom apartment that I had in my early 20s, and it used to line the top of my kitchen cabinets. I had the 12-inch doll figures of Meryl, Snake, and Liquid Snake. I had the aquarium of Snake and Meryl. I had the Japanese collector's edition for like Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2. I used to collect a ton of Metal Gear stuff, but when I lost my job, I had to sell it. Like,
yeah.
it didn't really hurt me then though. Like I never felt like I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got yours. No, you know, I enjoyed it and now I'll give it to someone else.
Yeah, that reminds me. I have a I bought it. It was like $500. You ever play StarCraft 2? The carrier has arrived. So it's like this big Protoss have like a carrier fleet ship, and I bought it for like $500 when it came out, maybe 3 years ago. It's just been sitting in the box, and I don't have that feeling of like I need to hang on to this. And people are trying to sell these things for $1,000 now on eBay.
do it.
And he just reminded me when he said he doesn't have a job, and considering my situation where I'm a grown man and I don't have a job right now, I'm actually going to probably sell it. Like, I just don't have that connection to it. I love StarCraft too. Haven't played it in years, but it's like, I feel you, dude. It's like sometimes you just got to get rid of stuff.
That's the thing. Like I just, you know, I see someone, I'd rather die than sell my stuff. I mean, that's cool, but like, I don't ever foresee me being in a situation where I need WWF Warzone on the Nintendo 64 or Zoop on the Super Nintendo. Like, I just want to be able to,
whoa, that's Zoop, dude.
I do. I just have a weird obsession with Zoop. I actually really like it. But to me, it's never been about having the fucking bullshit on the shelf. Like, I'll be honest with you. 99% of the shit that I had all on my shelves, I haven't played since I moved in because it's since I bought my place, because it's a fucking pain in the ass digging out these systems. Now it's like, well, do I want to hook it up to a CRT or do I want to hook it up to an HD TV? Well, now I have to find this. Now I have to find a controller.
My CRT's in the garage.
Like, it's just it's crazy. So it's never been about having the shit that's sat on the shelf. Like, it looked cool, yeah. Like I totally get it, but it's always been for me just playing the games. And the fact that this fucking mini PC plays whatever I want, upscales it, and plays it better, it's like, well, this is a no-brainer for me.
Oh, definitely.
What's the
Yeah.
highest generation you can play on there? It's like PS3.
You could go up to PS3, but it's kind of wonky. So I just usually do the highest I'll go is like PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. And like Xbox is a little bit hit or miss, but I mean the games I wanted to play Scarface on the Xbox because I love that game. Booted up fine. I up-resed it. It was playing fine. Like Simpsons Hit and Run, you could upscale it, play it at 60 frames per second. But it like the crazy stuff is like the PlayStation 1 and the Saturn stuff, just the internal resolution upgrades that you could do for it, like up to 4K with some of these things. It's amazing. It looks so it like Final Fantasy. Okay, so take Final Fantasy 7, the version that they put out on like the Switch and the PS4 or whatever, just where like they up-resed everything and they added in like fast travel. Like that's what every PlayStation 1 game looks like. Like it's so good.
Did you hear about the AI that's redoing the blurry background artwork on Final Fantasy 7?
No.
And it's like scaling it up to HD quality with just unbelievable. I don't know how it's doing it. I wish I'll bring it up later again, but if you look up like Final Fantasy 7 AI upscaling,
that's the thing. Same thing they were doing with that. What was it? The Chrono. What was it? Chrono Cross.
Chrono Trigger?
they're doing it.
No, the Chrono Cross re-release on the Switch. They did AI upscaling on the backgrounds and it looks like butt.
No, but if you saw what like you would consider like, oh, okay, I remember that's what it looked like on a TV. Like
No,
it's impressive.
I'm seeing it now. You know what I've noticed? Yeah, that looks a ton better. Yeah, it looks so much better. The thing I've noticed with the emulation side of things is it definitely feels like the games. It looks like how you imagine they looked back in the day. Obviously, they did it because you were on a fucking RF adapter on your 13-inch piece of shit, Zenith TV. But
coax cables, dude.
Dude, like it's the absolute worst. But it definitely, it makes you feel like, you're playing them again for the first time. And
Yeah, I think that's a great analogy.
Even if you've played the game like a million times, like the original Metal Gear Solid, I've played that game a million times. But playing it and it looks just so clean, it's like, wow, this is great. This is like, from square one.
I was disappointed when Nintendo released their 25th or 30th anniversary with Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. They kept the 4:3 ratio for Mario 64. I was hoping it's like, come on, guys. Like the amount of people.
Yeah, there's the fan mod because they reverse engineered it. Like just lazy. Nintendo is very lazy
with like really
Except
nice
for the movie.
Ambient occlusion lighting and everything like that. I have not seen the movie because I was gonna go. Listen, if it wasn't like a kid's movie, I would go.
No.
I have no problem going to the movie myself, but a grown man by myself going to see the movie, I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
So what? You rather see one with John Leguizamo? Come on.
Ape and Eric,
Come on.
Ape and Eric went by himself, and he looks. I mean, he looks like a predator, like with his long hair and his long beard. Like he looks like a fucking predator. But like he took pictures. He showed me. He's like, I got a big popcorn. I got my M&Ms. Like
that's what I do, man. I get the biggest. I spent $20, dude. I'm that dick. I get a big cherry Coke. And then a big box of popcorn. I get the straw, and I make sure that I put the butter in the straw so I can get it the buttered popcorn in the middle.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
dude,
I was like,
that's
what are you
a trick,
drinking, bro? I was like,
And then you know what I do?
I needed that hit.
Every movie I go to, I pass out for like 15 minutes. I can't. I just like halfway through the movie. Every time I go with my friends, they're like, "Oh, yep, Duel. He passed out again."
Wow.
Yeah, I can't do it, dude. But anyways, I digress.
I saw the movie last night. Did anybody else see it at all?
I did. It was fire.
Oh.
I went with my roommate. We just blended in with the rest of the kids.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
sure. That's fine.
My wife and I went to the movie theaters that serve you food and everything like that.
Oh,
So there was only one set of kids. Everyone else was 30s, 40s. Everybody down in the front. There was a family, and the kids were all running around during the movie. It was annoying, but the movie was so much fan service. It's ridiculous.
I'd imagine so.
It was really good. It's like it's a weird movie because the story is like barely there, but if you like Mario at all, it's so good because it's like the final ending to like every Mario game. It's like kind of underwhelming, because it's like you just hit Bowser on the head twice. or 3 times, and that's exactly how the movie felt. So it's pretty funny.
Well, one thing I actually wanted to bring up, this is not going to spoil anything. RGT, you made a tweet, I think was that earlier today, about what people were saying about the movie? Or was that yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Okay, because I read that and I was like, facts right here. Facts.
Dude, big time.
And yeah, what people are talking about, they're just complaining that it's just a good movie. That there's no politics, none of that. It's just a fun movie. And the critics are complaining about it. I'm like,
yeah.
Look, man, I want to be honest. I talked all the crap about it, and I got tired of hearing one person, Grace Randolph. I have nothing against her, but when I heard that stupid ass review, I had to put my 2 cents, dude.
Oh, that one.
Don't worry about it. You're not missing much. You ain't missing much.
Oh, is that
I'm gonna tell you as much, man.
Yeah, the person who said maybe the Japanese will like this because it's furries when he turns into a cat.
Oh,
right. I was like, what? Why?
That woman actually has a job reviewing movies, and you go, wait a minute.
That's her?
Maybe the stuff that I'm making doesn't suck as much as this person's because this
no,
person
dude.
Clearly,
and the thing is, and look, the thing is that she came out blasting. Yeah, I've never played a Mario game. I'm like, then why the hell are you giving an opinion? And then she went out. The movie sucked. The script this and that. I'm like, whoa. Don't put your 2 cents. I would have been humble about it. Look, I don't know nothing about it. So, guys, if you know something about it, let me know if I'm wrong. Perfectly fine. But she went off in this tangent. I was like, bro, screw you. I don't have to listen to this shit. And I talked about it. Sorry.
I think it's weird if you're like looking, if you're not a fan of Mario, if you don't care about the franchises or Nintendo at all, and then you go and you watch this movie and you're like, oh, it sucked. But it's like you just don't get it because it's not for you. It's not like they made it very specialized, and a lot of the cool things of it is like, oh my gosh, is that the F-Zero poster in the background? Holy crap, they're referencing Punch Out. Like there's like all this like cool Easter egg stuff.
Oh my god, I want to see this. I'm seeing this Saturday, so screw that. I'm seeing it.
It was so good. Yeah, and it's funny because I walked out of that theater and I was like, wow, this is probably the best movie I've seen in a very long time.
Wow.
And it was just enjoyable. And then today I watched the Geeks and Gamers review on it, and I was like, facts. And then that's where that blonde lady was talking about. I've never heard of her. I had no clue who she was.
You're doing yourself a favor.
Freaking blonde girls. We are just bad news.
I mean, it's just like
Josie?
If you're gonna review something, that would be like me reviewing a Naruto game or a Dragon Ball game or a One Piece game. And then
I was going to say One Piece.
This shit sucks. Like
I made the 100th episode of One Piece, by the way.
You know, like this shit sucked. The story wasn't that good. I didn't like any of the characters. No, I'm not going to review something like that because I don't know shit about it. It doesn't interest me. I will look for things that interest me, and then I will review those things, or just something quirky or something that there is no real audience for. There's obviously an audience for something like this because I mean it's Mario, but yeah, people are just so disconnected.
It is. Really. Look, I went to a private screening of the movie Dune. I have no idea what the hell's that about. I didn't, at least at first.
Dune, really?
So I went and I was invited. I got the whole front row and all the good things. I had a good time, but the movie to me felt boring because I didn't understand it. I made a review about it and had people go, "Hey man, you should check it out more." And they give me a rundown of the whole movie. The way they made it sound, it's Star Wars for adults, and I was like, interesting. All right.
But wait a minute, so Star Wars is still for adults. I don't get that.
Yeah, but it's like minus the cuteness and Jar Jar Binks and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little more adult.
So
I was like, all right. So I was like, so I checked that out, and I was like, you know what? They actually make sense. I made another review about it. I go, guys, you know what? I was wrong. I am sorry. Check out the movie. Actually seeing it a second time and understanding a little bit more about it, I feel more for it. And then, just be humble about it, man.
You know what
put someone in the face.
No, I hear you. You know what though? You know what I think it is too, because you're going to have what's the term? Hate baiting. So people are going to write articles just to get people to read the article, just so that they're going to be like, this is crazy. How could you not like the Mario movie? And then somebody's going to go and lambaste it for no reason just to get clicks. And I think that's I think a major problem these days.
I mean, the thing of it is for me is every video game movie that I've ever watched, I've never been like, this was a waste of my time. Every
Silent
single
Hill.
one. Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme, loved
Awesome.
it. Original
Awesome.
Mortal Kombat movie,
Amazing.
loved it.
Yes.
Original
yes.
Mario movie, liked it. There was enjoyable elements to
Okay.
it.
Oh my
Did
gosh.
you watch
Guilty
Street
pleasure.
Fighter Legend of Chun-Li?
No, I couldn't
No.
stomach that one.
No,
No, I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
was
I
seen that
did.
one.
What
Here,
about the
what-
King of Fighters movie?
All right, no. How about this?
You gotta
I
watch
watched
that one
Doom with The
alone.
Rock.
I watched the
You gotta watch
review
that
of it.
alone.
I actually watched a Spoonie review that movie. I think it was Spoonie. Just do a review on that movie just one night when I couldn't sleep, and I was like, "This is fucking horrible. Like, how did they?
Okay,
was
How
bad.
did they ruin all
It
the
was bad.
characters so bad?"
how about
Oh,
Doom
Dead
with
or
The Rock?
Alive.
I
Oh,
didn't
I
hate
like
it.
that.
I didn't
liked
hate it.
I haven't
It's, I
seen
mean, there's gonna be you're going to Mars and hell, and there's
It's
gonna
got
be
Carl Urban in it.
demons and the first person shooter part at the end, like Graham said.
I thought it was pretty cool.
That was
Dragon,
awesome.
Like,
Dragon Ball
I didn't-
Evolution.
Oh
hate
God,
it.
I rented
That was-
that. I go at the end. I'm like, can I please have this time back of my life?
Wait, I
I'm-
like
I'd rather
I
get
cried.
That's a
I
guilty
almost I
pleasure.
didn't cry, but I'm just.
House of the Dead was fucking terrible.
Didn't
Oh
even
my
see it.
god,
That movie
that was the
fucking
rave. That was the
terrible.
rave back then, man. I couldn't stand that movie. I was like, oh,
That-
John, Jesus.
That movie was. I
Can't.
tried
Go
to
ahead,
watch
RGT.
it like 3 weeks ago because I had never seen it.
It's
And like
bad.
the first half, like it started out like with shots of the game and stuff. I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. And then like 30 minutes in, I was like, I'm tapping.
It was
I'm
it will
done.
show you shots of the game, then shots of the people getting killed. Shots of the game. I was
Yeah.
like, no, stop. Pineapples, throw the flag in the field. I'm done. No.
The
I-
Uncharted
I-
movie was pretty
Time
good.
Was
Okay.
it? Because
Which
it's free on Amazon, I
It
think,
was,
right
it was
now.
pretty cool.
You should watch
it
it. Tom
was
Holland
pretty
is
cool.
such a beast in that movie.
He's a
Such
great
a good
actor. I
movie.
do like Tom Holland, but I gotta bring back something, guys. I'm so glad I gotta get this out because maybe people can understand my going back to the original Mario movie with Leguizamo. As a kid seeing it in the theaters, there was a specific scene where the Goomba really likes Princess Peach. So he goes to feed her food and she goes, "Oh, sorry, I'm a vegetarian." So the Goomba's like, "Oh," he's all disappointed, right? Comes back and he knocks on the door and he gives her like vegetables, like a salad and stuff, and he's all happy. And then like there's like a gunfight going on and he gets his head blown off. Bro, that shit haunted me as a child. I am not kidding you. Go ahead and look it up. Do you guys remember this? Oh, I sure as
Nope.
hell do.
I don't, but
I'm
that
I'm in the
sounds
theater.
amazing.
I'm in the theater. I watch this. I'm like, oh, it's so nice. It's just boom. He goes to give her the food. Boom. His head just pops. And I'm just like,
What movie was this in?
this was
I
the
don't remember
first
that.
Mario movie.
Oh.
It's a,
Like
you
he
gotta
just
check it
gets
out.
his
You
head
probably
blown
blow your
off.
brains out on
Dude.
this one.
So okay, I you know what? I feel so much better now because it's like haunted me my entire life as
Man, wait a minute,
child.
that's the one that haunted you. How about the fact that they had their first name was the last name? What's your name? Mario. What's your last name? Mario.
Hey,
No,
the whole
what's your
movie,
first
the
name?
whole
It's
movie was
Mario.
gutter trash, but I loved it because I was a kid and it was Mario. That's
I think a lot of us
Luigi
did.
Mario. It was bad,
gosh.
dude.
Anyways, so
It's sad that
I
we
just
could
really
say
had
we
to
were
bring that
old
up.
enough to see it in theaters.
Yeah, you know what? They're over here in Chicago at the Music Box Theater. They're playing Who Framed Roger Rabbit on original film.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's such a
Yeah,
I
good
that's
saw
movie.
that
awesome.
in theater. I saw
can-
that
one
in
of my
theaters.
favorite movies of all time. So I'm hyped to do that. But anyways, yeah. So that's a good one. If no one's seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like you're
I
missing
see
out.
that.
I
Oh
have.
my god. I was
I
in
used to
middle
play
school when
the
I saw
game
that
on
thing.
Game Boy all the time. That was a tough game.
A lot of games on Game Boy were tough. But
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Back from the Sewers. One of the hardest games on Game Boy.
I think Ninja Turtles beat that. He's got all those games. He played through all of them on Game Boy.
Oh, I'm going to read a super chat here from Grem
Oh,
Paltakin.
Graham.
Leguizamo is boycotting the new Mario movie.
Good. He sucks anyways.
Yeah. Leguizamo can lick these
You don't
nuts.
remember
See, you know what?
House
He
of
did a
Ugly?
great job in Spawn, but we
Yes.
won't talk about how terrible the
S-E
animation
to
was
A
at
to
the end
Y.
of Spawn.
Oh, yeah. I saw that movie in theaters. I loved it.
I did too. Same.
I have it on Blu-ray.
Tu Wong Fu. That was pretty good.
It's all right.
Titles.
Okay, looks like we're going to have to remove RGT85 now. You admit that.
Boy,
you watched
I
that. Sounds
actually
like
have
my
a
sister's favorite movie.
It's
I have a
funny.
question for everybody in this room right now. How you guys feel about the whole thing with E3's cancellation? Just
Long
wondering.
time.
Nice segue. Nice segue. I
Long
see what you
time
did
coming.
there.
Kind of curious.
No, yeah, it was a long time coming. I mean, the problem with E3 is that everyone seems to forget is that they charge these companies a stupid amount of money to be a part of their event, even the big companies. And that's why people got tired of it. The problem with E3 this year wasn't necessarily the fact that companies didn't want to do it, but was the fact that they were charging so much money. And then when people weren't signing up hand over fist to be a part of E3, they cut everything pretty much in half. So then companies were looking at it and they were like, well, wait a minute. If we would have signed up on day one, they would have fucked this over. Like, why would we support this? Why would we do this? Like, I've heard that there was a bunch of interesting ideas that were going to be implemented into it. But the problem is companies can do things on their own time, on their own watch, in their own event, whenever they want to, for a fraction of the price. And
Absolutely.
E3 just isn't worth it for these companies anymore. So until they come up with an idea, I don't think they're ever coming back.
They're not.
But if
this
they ever
felt
were
like the
to
nail in the coffin.
if they ever were to try to, like, you have to actually adapt. Like, you have to do it, and you have to find a way to make it interesting, not just for yourselves, but for the viewers, the goers, and the people presenting.
Did you ever get to go?
No, I never had a desire to go because I would cover E3 either in video. Well, I mean, really, when I would cover like June used to be one of my favorite months, because like even when I was just doing part-time YouTube stuff, I would take off a couple days in June to cover things because you'd make so much money, and it was great.
Right.
Like I missed the structure. I see Cody wants to get hit by a truck kun. It was talking about like the structure of it, and I do miss that because that made things very easy. You know, it was like, okay, at this time I'm going to watch this presentation. I'll record it. I'll jot down my notes. I'll fire up a video, and then I'll be done in time for the next presentation. Things like that. Cause like, it was great. Like, I loved doing stuff like that, but you know, that was the only benefit, because when you actually go to E3, more often than not, by the time you actually talk about the stuff that you saw on the floor, nobody gives a fuck, because a ton of other people already gave their 2 cents on it. And, you know, you're not going to really bring anything interesting to the table unless you're getting like an exclusive look at a game or a first look at a game that nobody's ever seen, or, you know, was announced at E3 and then was on the show floor. It's really not worth it.
Wait, someone's saying that you used to get strikes for
Yeah.
covering it?
Yeah, like Ubisoft was the fucking worst.
They're
Ubisoft.
still bad. I get striked for like the Just Dance stuff all the time.
Well, yeah,
I
because they
get
have all
hit
this.
for Capcom.
The Capcom is
hits
bad. Bandai Namco is bad. I would say the funniest thing was I had gotten a message on I think it was Facebook, and it was a guy, and he was like, "Hey, I'm working. I'm a freelance worker. I'm working with this Bethesda company, and I'm setting up their E3, and this is what they're gonna have there." And I was like, yeah, sure. And he gave me a list of stuff, and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting, actually. And it was the year that what was the fucking Commander Keen? It was the year that they announced that Commander Keen was coming back. And I was like, that's so bizarre. I was like, well, why would he make that up? So I made a video talking about, you know, okay, I think this is what's going to be at Bethesda's thing. And then he emailed me. He was like, dude, somebody somehow saw it, and now they're like getting me in trouble. Can you take it down? I was like, oh, fuck. It was doing really well, too. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I took the video down, and then like 2 days later, everything that dude told me was exactly what Bethesda's E3 was. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch.
No, I did a video kind of like lightly going on my opinions on E3. I even went as far as kind of like looking up the cost to just even have like a small booth. You're spending a couple thousand just before you even enter the door. And plus, from my knowledge, when you're doing shows in California, everybody that's helping you put those things together, the booths, the sound, it's all union. You know how expensive it is to have union workers put that stuff in? Like
An arm and a leg.
An arm and a leg.
Thigh.
But I mean, who was the first to just say peace out E3? It was Nintendo. And then they started just doing Nintendo.
No, what's Sony?
Nintendo's the one that started the Treehouse event before everybody.
Treehouse. Yes, they did the Treehouse stuff.
And then that's when PlayStation started kicking in. Then Xbox kind of hung around a little bit, and then Xbox just said, like, I think it was this year or last year, we're going to do all Xbox online now.
The irony over all of this is like when like Xbox and Sony, at least from what I heard, literally when they do their like little presentation, it's across the street from the other. It's like literally
Sony was like next door.
It's hilarious. It's such a big fu to that thing, that E3 thing. I think it's great, and that's just my opinion.
I'm gonna miss E3 just a little bit because, like RGT said, I like the structure of it a lot. But I also just think it was like a cool moment because you had like all these companies coming together to put something out at the same time, and you had like back to back presentations that you could look forward to. And now they're like all spread out, and it's like if you're not super into Capcom, are you gonna watch the Capcom presentation? Probably not. But if the Capcom presentation was just after the Xbox presentation, maybe you're sticking around for a second longer. So I think it had like good spectacle and it got the companies out there a little bit, but I don't know. I think they've made a lot of missteps and I'm not surprised that it's canceled. I would love for it to come back though.
All right. Me personally, I'm not going to miss E3. I do miss old E3 when it was the console wars and all the things that are happening. And then you see the exclusives when they never posted jack crap about anything online. So you're just more surprised when they came out.
Dude,
so
you're talking
like
about GameCube, PS2, Xbox, Dreamcast days.
Yes,
those are the best days. Even to PlayStation 3. That's when I was like, man, I got hyped when they started announcing God of War 3 and all the good stuff. That was E3. This crap that we have here, it was just pure propaganda for everybody. And I got tired of it. But I'm not going to miss it. Either way, we're going to have Jeff Keighley doing freaking Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, he's doing the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, and it's all month long. So it's like, what am I going to miss? Nothing. They're going to be doing every freaking week, every day. They're going to have some sort of conversation with a developer, whatnot. So what are we going to be missing really from E3? Nothing. You know, I'm dead honest here. Now, if they were to bring back E3 and make it like I was before, I'll pay my 2 cents and I'll go fly over there personally to see that.
Yeah, it won't happen.
I know it's not, but I would. Just saying.
But I'm such a hermit, and I think there's so many people. Like, just tell me when it's going to live stream. You know. And I'll watch it then.
The thing about Keighley is, though, Keighley just claims everything is a part of his Summer Game Fest. Like, if you do something in the month of June, you are a part of Summer Game Fest.
Oh, that's amazing.
But you guys heard about what happened, though, why E3 kind of canceled, though. Jeff Keighley went on, and I think he took Ubisoft or one of the companies. He literally took them as like, hey, we're going to take you before you go to E3. And E3 had nothing else. It was in one of the articles I talked about in one of my shows. And we talked about it. And yeah, he did a Godfather move. I'm going to make an offer you cannot refuse and took the guy away from there. And I was like, holy crap, that it happened. It actually happened. And then you have Jeff, putting all these tweets like, I'm going to miss E3. Tears. I was there before. Tears. And then he goes, well, fuck that. Hey, guys, come to Summer Game Fest. We're going to have a great time. It just happened. It happened like that, dude.
As a YouTuber, I'm now liking the Summer Game Fest things and all the different presentations, whether it be Nintendo Direct or the Xbox. We got more videos to make. We had to cover more and say, oh, this sucks. This sucks. This is great. This doesn't, I kind of like it a little better.
Indeed. I do
but
miss like
I never got to cover regular E3 because I've only been doing this, I think, regularly for about 3 years now. So E3 hasn't been around since 2019, was it? Like,
no, it stopped. It stopped once the pandemic hit. Once the pandemic hit, I was already going, it's going to be kind of weird, but then I kind of understood. Once we got past it, like 21 or 22 around there, and then it kind of canceled again. I was like, why? Something's not right. And then here I was like, that's it. Let it die. Shoot the horse. Let it freaking die in the field. Forget about it.
Take it to the farm. Well,
take it to the farm. Let's make some glue out of this
glue factory.
The glue factory. Oh, that's funny.
But dude, now being that E3 is going to be all online and everything, we're going to have PlayStation, Xbox, and whatnot. What's up with the whole thing? Because this is all speculation about the whole thing with the PlayStation console, handheld console coming up. Look, I can't find not even a jack crap online if they even have some sort of leaks about it.
I covered that, and then we put out a video both about it the same day, and I was like, he got his uploaded before I did, and I was like, maybe synergy.
The
Q-tip? No, wait, Q Lite. Sorry, the Q Lite.
The Q Lite, okay. Yeah, but I'm dying to see what it's going to look like. There's a lot of people out there that it's going to look kind of like the PS5 controller, but with the screen right in the middle. It's just, they say they're going to have haptic feedback and a bunch of other things on there. My concern is how long that battery life is going to be, dude.
I feel like it's
my Steam Deck.
20 minutes.
It's like 20 minutes, and that's the boot first.
Hey, if they put a smaller battery in the DualSense Edge, Imagine the size battery that's in this thing. That pissed me off. I bought the DualSense Edge. I love it, but like just for a couple hours and the thing's dead. I constantly leave it plugged in because there's no reason to have it wireless. It dies way too fast.
Isn't the thing with this that it's gonna be like streaming, right? From like
it's just gonna be like remote play.
That's so
Yeah,
stupid. You
it's
can
so
do that on
use
your
your phone.
phone.
So redundant. I just don't see this thing's gonna fizzle out.
There's
and die.
there's gonna be no audience for it because they're not even developing like specific games. Like it's just there's no point to buy this thing.
Did
No.
we get a
No.
cost on this?
It's
No,
probably gonna be a
like
crazy amount because Sony's gonna pack some
300 bucks?
random
300.
tech into it, and it's gonna be
I'm
ridiculous.
going
Yeah,
300.
Yeah.
Look,
Let's
the
set it,
PSP, the original PSP was phenomenal back in the days. Once they made PS Vita, I don't think they made enough, or they didn't have enough
The
for
memory
it
card.
to make it.
The memory
that's what it
card
was from, right?
screwed it over. I was
Okay.
working at Best Buy at the time. Trying
Yeah,
to
the
sell
proprietary-
these things, people are like, oh, they look at the Vita. They're like, okay, 300, 400. That's a little pricey. All right, how much is the memory card? Half the price of the system. Nah, let me get a DS. That I don't know how many times that's happened where people said, no, let me just get a 3DS. It comes with a memory card. It's that proprietary memory card
Yeah.
that Sony loved to do
And
that
it's so
costs
expensive.
way too much.
And then-
Even
and it's-
today, try to get a 64 gig. Try to get one. They're expensive.
Mhm.
I don't get
Nah,
me started on
screw
that. I can
that.
go rant on that.
How about this? You think Microsoft will make a handheld console? I mean, they're still pushing
I
out the
don't.
freaking. The
It's
stuff
called
right
your
now.
think
phone
they're
with
too
a Razer
focused-
Kishi.
They're too focused on cloud gaming. I feel like on their back end of things, way too focused on cloud gaming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. They're pretty much trying to get it all away from it. But I was just making a joke about it because I haven't heard too much about it. They're just kind of quiet. They're just making everything cloud based. Just buy
PlayStation
the
5U.
subscription. You know,
Speaking of
it's
cloud-based,
Destiny.
Is Resident Evil 2
Awesome,
remake
yes.
on Switch? I know it's amazing. Is Resident Evil 2 on Switch running from a cloud service?
Yeah, Resident Evil
Is it
2
any
and
good? Have you
3
guys
No,
messed
it's
with
just
that?
horrible.
Oh god,
It's damn near unplayable.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
I
bothered
can't do
with it.
any cloud games on Switch. Like none of them just work for me because you have to have
Control
like
wasn't
crazy
bad.
good. Yeah, but you have to have crazy good internet for that to work, and mine just was not happening ever.
When did
Dude, I-
when did Control come out for the Switch? Like 2 years ago?
No, that was like a while ago, right? That was like
2,
2020.
3. I think it was when I was still living in South Florida. I had a fiber and it ran beautifully. Up here, it runs like crap.
Yeah,
So,
I can't
but
get
yeah.
any of them to work. I wish that Nintendo would like give them, or the Capcom or whoever is making these games would just put them natively on Switch.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't think
The
it.
system can't handle
The system would burn. You could cook bacon on it, like.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things I wish Nintendo would do. But
Oh no,
Yeah, like a new Switch or more
That's-
powerful hardware.
there you
Yeah.
go. I was gonna say that because I was gonna ask RGT about that. Being that you covered a lot of things about the leaks and stuff like that, I want to know what is your opinion if they're gonna actually make one, and if they are, is it gonna surpass what we have now with the Switch?
I don't think it's this year. There's a lot of people that seem to make videos every single day about
Yeah,
the Switch 2, and it's like,
You know
you're
those
wrong.
Nintendo YouTubers
Yeah, like they just fall for any sort of
like
little thing.
RGT85. He's a
No.
Nintendo YouTuber.
Not a Nintendo YouTuber.
That's fighting words, dude. I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, obviously they're working on new hardware. I think it'll be 2024 when it comes out. There's a small chance it could be. The reason, the mystery lies within the fact that every time a mainline Zelda game, ever since the GameCube era has come out, it's always signified the end of a system. The longest gap between a mainline Zelda game and a release of a new
Facts.
system was exactly 1 year with Skyward Sword HD and then the Wii U. There was a 1 year gap between those two things. So to me, and the fact that, okay, well, what's there beyond Tears of the Kingdom? Pikmin 4, Metroid Prime 4, maybe, which I still don't think is going to be a vanilla Switch thing. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, to me, the problem is that I don't trust Nintendo to do the right thing in this situation, because from all accounts, the Switch OLED was supposed to be the Switch Pro. And it was just the fact that a pandemic hit, things got harder to get, okay, whatever, we'll delay it. But I don't like the fact that the last time they were very successful with the home console, they waited too long to figure out what their next move was. And that was with the Wii to the Wii U, because sales just fell off a cliff with the Wii. People lost interest in it. And then they sort of rushed to make this Wii U thing. If I'm Nintendo right now at this point, and my thought process isn't that this new system is coming out in early 2024, I have to question everything I'm doing, because once again, you have the whole fact that the Switch is not a product of the current leadership at Nintendo. It's a product of Iwata.
Iwata.
We don't know shit about President Furukawa from a launch perspective. All we know is that Iwata would come out and say, I'm a gamer first, then I'm a businessman. And this other guy is like, I'm a businessman. That's it. That's what I'm here to make money. So it's a very stark sort of contrast. So you would think from a business perspective, they would want to get new hardware out there. You get to a market cap where you've just oversaturated because everyone who wants a Switch now has a Switch. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. But I think by early 2024 there has to be new Nintendo hardware available on the market.
It just feels right.
RGT, I want to ask you a question. Since would you say you're friends with Woodhawker?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about him getting that Zelda Switch? I just pre-ordered it today.
I want one.
I want to know your thoughts on that, and if you can say anything, if you know anything. If not, understandable.
I know everything, but I can't say anything.
Oh no! Man.
But yeah, like it essentially fell into his lap. We'll say. And it was
it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what
a situation. Like it was
maybe after we hit that end broadcast button.
Yeah, I could probably tell you then. But yeah, it's really just the most basic thing you could think of, the simplest thing, and that's essentially what happened. Like it was very strange, but I mean, I had seen that before, not so far in advance. That was like a month in advance. But like when the Switch OLED came out, Kevin Kenson, who's a content creator, he got that shit like 2 weeks early, and he made a video about it, and he paid a premium price for it, but it blew his channel up.
See, I will say I had the same thing happen. One of the stores I go to tends to get games early, and there were a couple of games, like I think the Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, and what was it, Alex? What was that? That Master System game, Alex
Kidd.
Yeah, I got him almost 2 to 3 weeks early, and I was able to play him. And then those videos blew up, and I actually had developers reach out to me. You need to take this down. I was like, why? YouTube didn't say anything. I didn't get hit with anything. And then, I'm like, okay, so that's what I was doing. And I could see if you're going to get something early, and if it's not going to hurt you, I say go ahead and do it.
Yeah. I mean, I got Metroid Dread early, and Nintendo tried to.
I remember that. I got mine early too. I saw what they did to you, and I went, "Nope, I'm gonna wait. I'm too big. I'm too small." If you're
thankfully YouTube sided with me. They were like, "No, fuck off, Nintendo." And I was like, all right, first time for everything.
I literally got mine the day after you did, and I went, "Nope."
Yeah, that whole thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
Is there anything going on? Aren't there kind of like little things like whispers about potential new Mario game? Or like, what do you guys think?
2D, 3D to capitalize on the movie, people are thinking.
Yeah.
I think it'd be smart, and I wish they would, but I don't think Nintendo is smart enough to do that.
I mean,
which one do you want to see, Josie? The 3D or 2D?
I'd like to see 2D since we haven't had one, but I'd also be like 3D would be more exciting. But we just haven't had like an actual 2D one, as long as it's not like a new Super Mario Bros.
That's what I was waiting for.
If they make it like in the style, like stylized or hand-drawn, sort of like WarioWare from the Wii, I don't remember, or Wario Land Shake It, if they like 2D stylized it and modeled it after the movie, I think it could be really good.
Oh, I kind of wanted to say something, but you haven't seen it yet.
You know what? I want to see Nintendo make a VR. And not just any VR, like that you can attach the Switch.
We have the Labo,
boy, bro. There's like 14 games for that. There's your VR.
No, but I don't care. I want to see Nintendo do it. I don't care about the. I don't care. I have all that shit. but I want to see Nintendo make something like that.
Nah.
I wanted to make the freaking VR like they did back in the days, a red freaking
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy. There we go. I want to
Those
see
things
them
are
make that
actually
shit
worth money, and they're just complete hot garbage.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. If I see one in the wild for a good price, I'm getting it.
Oh, I'm
I'll
going to
take
tell
it.
you something. I'm going to tell you a little story about. I got a Virtual Boy about 3 years ago. I think it was 2019 Christmas. My wife got me one. She went to she ordered it on Amazon. She saw it and she was like, "Oh, the listing was complete in box, mint perfect, showed everything." So she was like, "Okay, I think she got it for like $300." So we get it. She just wraps it up and everything, doesn't open to check or anything, just goes, okay, just expected it to be fine, puts it under the tree. On Christmas morning, I open it up and it's just in pieces. No box, no nothing. The battery pack on the back of the controller completely corroded. When you actually turn it on, there's lines running through, half of it doesn't work. And it said mint perfect. And because it had been so long since she bought it, the guy was like, "Sorry, no refunds."
Ugh.
And she had to contact Amazon. And what Amazon did, they refunded her the money.
You got lucky.
So I have one that doesn't work and it's corroded. But
Send
it's
it over. Send it over. I'll open it up.
I was going to say that. Send it my
I'm
way.
serious.
I'll
Send it
fix
over.
that.
I'll open it up. I've tried to fix electronics. If
These-
it's already broken, I
Chuck,
can't break it.
I have
Make it work.
I have a friend that
I
owns
promise
a
you.
game store. I just
Oh,
got to
okay.
bring it to him. He
Yeah.
said he would fix it for me, and he's got the parts. It's just he's in Lakeland, which is a good hour and maybe 15 minutes from here. So it's a trip for the day.
I have
So-
two Virtual Boys. I don't know how I think I do know how I ended up getting two. I had one, and then my housemate had one, but I had to kick my housemate out, and then I just kept a bunch of stuff. This is like 7-8 years ago. He got bad on coke, and I was like, "Get the fuck
Whoa.
out!" And I'm
Dude,
still.
I had
It happens,
I
man.
had one that was an alcoholic dude, and he just messing up my house. Just rage. He owes me like $2,000.
But yeah,
I'd rather live without that and
I'll
bite
get
the
him.
$2,000.
Yeah, he didn't pay me rent for like his half of the rent for like 2 months, and like I was very close with it. He was really like my best friend, and I was very
Same
close to his
thing
family.
happened to me, dude.
But
And
I kept his TV stand, N64, a couple games, Virtual Boy, and I still
Nice.
have that TV stand. Actually, it's the worst.
Nice.
It's great.
Josie, being that you're the youngest one here, and we're talking about the Virtual Boy and all this stuff, I want to hear your thoughts. Will you play that? Will you play that system? I mean, you've probably seen it online somewhere, right?
If I come into contact with it, yeah, just for the experience, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to buy it. It's probably gonna make my head hurt because it's black and
It's
black and red.
red.
It can
Right.
give you a headache. I suffer from that from time to time. Like, for example, that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse gave me a headache. Even
What?
the new
That movie's
trailers for the new
so
one.
good.
Not
great.
about being good or anything. It's the animation and the colors and everything gave me a headache. I can't even watch the new one because the trailers started making my eyes twitch. So playing Virtual Boy does the same thing that movie does, and that movie kind of, well, the trailer gave me flashbacks and my head was like, oh. So yeah, it can be pretty tough. It can be pretty tough playing the Virtual Boy. So yeah. Yeah.
Dude, we heard the song about Quaaludes. Like, no, what the fuck is a Quaalude? Like,
Give her a couple Quaaludes, she'll love me in the morning. No, but that's that's funny.
I love it.
Well, they're not called Quaaludes anymore, but
yeah, it was like
It's just-
it was like a precursor
Xanax
to
or
Xanax. Yeah.
What's a
We wanted
Quaalude?
some ludes.
What's it? Is that like Nuke from RoboCop 2?
No, it was what they had for like Xanax type stuff, like in like the 70s and 80s, I guess, because like in like the early 2000s is when I was a fucking druggie myself, and we would just,
I remember some of the stories you've told.
yeah, it's a rough time. Yeah, we definitely spent a couple nights trying to hunt down Quaaludes. People are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yo, Quaaludes. We heard it in a song. We're trying to get some. What can you do?
oh,
I
man.
mean, you really pumped out a lot of heavy rap music from back in our days. You always put the Wu-Tang, you always put Juvenile. I've been looking at you, I'm like, man, this man's hitting my heart, man. What are you doing?
Back in our days, you're the oldest one here. You're almost 50, bro.
Hey, calm
No.
down. Relax.
Oof.
Relax. Okay, relax. I just got the Italian complexion. Keep it young, okay?
If we're gonna talk like hip hop
you mean
music,
the Cuban?
Illmatic is one of the best albums ever for hip hop, in my personal
yeah.
opinion. But
Good old Nas.
Good old Nas, man.
Oh, Nas in New York Times, amazing.
And
I love
36
those
Chambers, you can't like
Yeah.
Let
with
me
Wu-Tang
see,
Clan.
Let me see.
Oh,
What
yeah,
did
man.
I ever?
I'm big on Tyga,
Cypress Hill.
Ibiza.
Ibiza?
Ibiza's
Who?
so
Tyga?
good.
Tyga dates Avril Lavigne now.
Who?
He's such a beast. I love his music so much.
Sound like an owl here. Who?
It's club music.
Good old EDM, the good old EDM umbrella of
Club-
tons of stuff under
But
that.
before I got married, I was. You know what clubs I was going to? They play country music.
Club
Do
that was
some
the-
line dancing and shit. That sounds like
There was a
fun.
place
I'd
in
do it.
South Florida called the Roundup. That's
Oh,
where I
man.
would go.
Oh,
sounds
yeah,
like
it's still
a really
around.
good
It's
time.
still here.
Yeah,
we used
I
to
know.
still
Yeah.
there.
Me and a housemate of mine, like 10 years ago, we used to DJ, and like half the time we would do like the place. Okay, so like in the town we lived in, like downtown was like all like the money, the fucking preppy white kids and stuff. I hated those bars with a passion, but we would go on the outskirts of downtown, which were like the more ghetto rundown bars, and that's when I would have fun. Those were the best because it was just
Tell me
like,
about it. You were there with the baggy jeans, representing a polo, maybe, and just
Yes.
hanging out.
yes,
That's
it
what I'm
was,
talking
those
about,
were
man.
so
Come
much
on.
better.
See,
It was
I
just
didn't
like,
start doing that stuff till the mid 2000s. So every place I went to, Punisher, you know Davey, right? You know
Oh, of
Davey?
course.
Yeah,
Yeah, I go there once in a
that's where the
while. Yeah.
Davey. That's where I would go drink in those kind of bars, and that's
Nice.
yeah.
yeah, I like cheap, like the ritzy bars and stuff where there's like the kids with like the shorts that are above their knees and like
The
product
those
in
are
their
the preppies,
hair.
man. Those are the
Like,
preppy
no,
kids, dude.
I
Those are
need to
preppy kids.
leave. Like
I would show up there with a
Irish
black amount.
pumps.
Look, I would show up there with a black amount and a Heineken, and I'm just looking at them like, oh, I can't be this crowd. What is this? You can't be there, man. With that, like, oh, sorry, I gotta go. Get in my Impala, right to another club or to a buddy's house, and just hang out like
You,
that.
you
man.
had an Impala?
Yeah.
Wow, stereotypes, bro.
Excuse
Want to
me.
be a
You
Impala,
are typical
shot
Miami.
20-inch blades on the Impala.
I still drive an Impala. I went from a
that
freaking
song was
2000, 2001. Oh, that song is my chill song. Right there.
Jam, dude.
That song right there is Pastor Troy. Yeah, man. You just chilling
don't,
with that
don't
song
feel
right
bad.
there.
You fall into that category. I fall into the other one: Camaros and Colorados, Chevy trucks. So
Yep.
that was me. That was
Not
me.
me, I'm rice as hell, dude.
Well, I am getting a new truck soon, so Silverado or Colorado. Just don't know which one.
I'm telling you.
The Colorado's the big boy, isn't it?
No, the Silverado is.
I keep
I
mixing
almost
them
bought.
up, dude.
Yeah, I sent you the picture. I almost bought one the other day,
Beautiful.
but they didn't
It's a
want to play
beautiful truck.
ball, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
But guys, we have to give our respect here to Josie because she is the thug life here. Right? I'm just saying
She's
right now.
the
She is like above Tupac and below Biggie, around there, kind of the
She
middle.
probably has like an
This thing.
old Lincoln with like a 386 like big monster motor in it, dude.
No,
like
didn't you say you had a
watching the
Lexus?
fuel gauge go down as she guns it to the floor.
Uh-huh.
Didn't
My
you say you have a
Lexus
Lexus? Yeah.
SUV from 2007 is really modded out. It's crazy.
All the windows roll down at the
carry a
same
baseball
time.
bat in the
Click of a
trunk,
button.
don't
On 30s? It's riding on 30s?
I'm gonna
is
pretend
that?
like I understand what's happening, but
RX
sure.
RX 350.
That's
Yeah.
those are great
Yeah,
though.
it's-
Those are awesome cars.
Pump
It
up tires in the
lasts.
back.
It's a good car. It lasts. I put my little surfboards on there. It's a good time.
Oh, I mean, that's adorable. Just hearing you say, "Oh, okay."
Don't
All
worry. RGT's got some nice cars. How's that new one going, by the way? Hold on.
The Pinto.
Ooh. No, not the the Pinto.
The Pinto, yeah.
No,
No,
the,
I gotta put some more money into it. It's running better. And I have a bunch of parts the cosmetic parts that'll make me happy and it'll make things better. But it's still not running optimal. So after I sell this stuff, I'm gonna call this Euro mechanic that's like a couple miles down. I probably should have went to him first. But
did you buy it or did you buy it here? Was it imported?
I bought it from Long Island and had it delivered to me sight unseen, and it was not what I paid for. But
It's a Mercedes or was it a?
yeah, it's a Mercedes
yeah.
87 Cosworth.
Cosworth. That's right.
which are, it's harder and harder to find them nowadays.
I'm used to the Cosworth being a Ford.
Yeah. I just got tired of waiting essentially and losing on Bring a Trailer. So I tried to, thought I made a good deal. I definitely didn't make a good deal, but you live and learn. But yeah, like it's definitely running better. It's got a custom exhaust on it now, but it's still not running completely right. So the person I brought it to didn't really charge me all that much for what they did, and they did a lot. So I figure, if I just got to spend a couple grand more at this other place, I'll be all right.
Are you going to put a video on that on the second channel?
Yeah, I need to get around to it. I'm kind of just waiting until I think I have all my parts in now, and then I'm going to call that place up and see if they'll look at it. And because in my mind, it was hard to fucking, because like it would barely start. Like I couldn't drive it when I initially got it. Like if you drove it, you would probably break down and die. And I was like, well, it's not very attractive to fucking tow a car to a mechanic. They're not gonna, I mean, they might see dollar signs out of it, but they also see problems and headaches. However, if I drive a car up there and say, hey, this is my problem, it's a lot more, oh, okay, well, this won't be too big of a project or anything like that. So that's kind of my mentality now, because I've driven it a bunch since I've gotten it, just around town, and like it drives and I feel comfortable driving it, but it's not driving the way it should. And I gotta get new wheels on it. I gotta probably have a new suspension done to it. So it needs a couple grand more into it, but like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, instead of putting money into that, put it into more Goosebumps books.
Well, no, I'm good. It was only 75. I made the video. Now it's a tax write-off. I can actually do.
Yeah,
I can't do the car, but I could do all the cosmetics and stuff, and all the parts that I buy. I can write those off on my taxes because it's in a video. It's great.
Yep.
ARGT, I have a personal question.
Yeah,
I have a personal question. I've been kind of wanting to know. I'm pretty sure you made a video about this, but when did you get started doing YouTube videos? Like, what made you say, you know what, I gotta make a video about something? I'm kind of curious.
So I started doing YouTube videos because I was working for a website that had a YouTube channel, and back in like 2014, and they didn't have anyone making videos on it, but they had like 1,000 subscribers. And so I was like, I want to make videos. They're like, do you know how to make videos? I was like, no, but I'll figure it out. So that was kind of how I started. And then me and another guy kind of grew that channel. And then I kind of wanted to do different stuff than what we were doing on there. So I made my own side channel, and then that started doing really well. And I ended up leaving that website because I was making more doing my own thing on my own terms than I was doing the website, because at that time I was still working a full-time job while doing a website, while running that YouTube channel, while trying to run my own YouTube channel. So it was very time consuming. And then, like it just started, it kept growing and growing. And like the money was getting better and better. And I was like, well, if I can make X amount of dollars a month off of YouTube, I'm going to go full time, and, I'll save up some money and I'll try it and see what happens. And it was probably the smartest thing I've ever done, just because it kept growing.
That's pretty cool, man. And have you ever felt like a fatigue? Like when, I mean, a lot of us pretty much here, we pretty much hit that one spot of a fatigue. You're like, I just want to stop. Have you ever hit one of those moments, and how did you battle it? Like, how do you like, you know what? I can keep going. I could do more. Like, how you face that?
Money. Like, this is me being honest, money, because I know that this isn't going to, my relevancy on the platform, the platform itself, 5 years from now, we could be in a completely different position. Who the fuck knows if YouTube's going to be relevant, if content creation is still going to be relevant, if people are still going to be watching my videos or whatever. So I want to make as much money as I possibly can with this and ride it till the wheels fall off. And then, I'll be all right, because I'll have money saved up and stuff like that. Like, I'm very meticulous. I approach it from a very businessy perspective now that it is a business, probably more so than I feel like a lot of content creators think that it's always going to be there. It's always going to last. They're always going to be relevant, this, that, or the other, where I have a completely different mentality where, it's like, I could be irrelevant the next day. So you gotta, plan for the future. You gotta make smart decisions, smart investments, this, that, and the other.
I don't think you'll ever be irrelevant, because I don't know if you realize how many people you've inspired, including me. Like when I first started, I wasn't really 100% sure where I was going with this. I discovered your channel. I was like, I like this. Between you and Spawn Wave, I went, okay. And then I saw like Metal Jesus Rocks and stuff like that. And I was like, I think the very first channel was still Angry Video Game Nerd. But yeah. But when I started watching yours, I was like, one, I can relate to you 110%. So I love the way you did it. I was like, you know what? This guy right here is why I tried so hard to get you on here and reach out to you so much, because I was like, dude, you're a huge inspiration. So I know you're a bit humbled there, but yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like I do anything necessarily better than anyone else. It's just, I got some luck and
you're entertaining.
Drive, and I have the gift of gab, like that I can say. Like even when I have like a video, like most of my videos are one take, like because I feel like if I keep fucking up and I can't say what I'm trying to say without making so many mistakes, knowing how I am, it's not because I can't get the words out, it's because I don't know the material enough. And if I don't know the material enough, it's like, well, why am I even making a video on this? Like, that's stupid. So I always just try to stick to what I know, and
I think authenticity plays a big role too on being a good content creator such as yourself. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just don't really see that often.
No, you're right, because I personally know content creators, and I just want to slap them in the face because they fucking act like idiots, and I'm like,
I don't get it, but it works, and a lot of streamers too, like
the drama ones, the drama YouTubers. I can't stand that.
It's too
I'm
much.
sorry, I can't stand the drama ones.
Yeah.
Now, but all right, RGC, since you answered that question, I'm kind of wondering now. Since Josie, I don't know how long you've been doing this, Josie, but how long have you been doing this? Like, what made you
do this
questions. First off? No, I'm here with the questions.
Last two podcasts, you were like, I'm just gonna sit back, and today you're like, I got questions. Because
I'm very curious.
My job easy.
I'm very curious about the people who have done it before and the ones that are starting now. So then I'm like, okay, so since we got RGT answering this question, I want to know what Josie got to say, because being that she's kind of, again, she's the youngest. I don't want to make it sound just because she's the youngest, it's like, oh, come on, let's get her. No, I'm just kind of curious on the mentality on what she's going with this and how far she wants to go with this project of YouTube. So I'm kind of curious, like, when did you start? What's your end goal for YouTube right now?
I started last year, April 11th, actually. So I'm almost at a year. I haven't really, I'm studying film in school. And so I was like, well, I'm learning all this stuff. Let me like put it into practice, sort of like for editing and stuff like that. And then I really like video games, and I don't have like a huge friend group that plays video games. Like all my friends are not like super into video games. So I was like, okay, well, let me talk to other people online and try to figure this out. And I don't know. I just like, I really liked Metroid Dread. So I was like, I'm going to make a video about Metroid Dread, see how this goes, see if I have a good time. And then I did. And then now it's, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm like getting advice from a lot of different bigger creators, which has been great. And like RGT, thank you. But I really don't have a plan currently. I just want to see like how this goes, and I'm gonna like continuously upload videos and stuff because I like it and it fits into my life. But yeah, I don't really know.
That's cool. Like I started this, and it started in the weirdest way. Like I'm not gonna go with the story because we've been on here for an hour, but one day we'll get the gist of how I started this whole thing with Miami Geeks. But what I could tell you is, I started this with a passion, like video games. It got to a point where I'll eat, sleep, and breathe video games, and I thought it was amazing. It was fun, have my kid, my wife, or all that. We're a bunch of gamers as it is. I came to one part of my life where I was like, kind of like, is this what I'm gonna keep doing? And then I kind of questioned myself a lot, and I was like, do I really want to keep doing this? And honestly, I kind of do. But then not the whole I'm gonna be collecting and showing off. I like talking about it. I like talking about this and about movies, like comic book movies and stuff that's gonna be coming out soon, and it makes me feel that I'm engaging. But even though I don't know if anybody's watching my channel, I don't care. it just makes me feel kind of like I just want to talk to people and just get to know them and talk about what's going on out there. And if you guys have a different opinion about it, share with me. I would like to talk about it. I'm a pretty much like you, RGT, gift of gab. I could talk for hours, and I could admit I could fucking even prove it. I can.
Now that's one thing I believe. Like, I love your content, and it's funny how I found yours. I think it was just recommended me on Instagram, and then I saw that you had a channel. I was like, oh wait, fellow South Florida, because at that time I was still living in South Florida, and I was like, wow, he only has this many subscribers, and it kind of hurt my heart when I saw it, and I was like, man, he's got some good content, but why is nobody?
And it's crazy because I tried. And then that's the thing, because then I started looking around, and go, who in Miami has anything going on with gaming? And it's kind of like slim to none. I was like, you know what? Let me make a difference here, because there's a lot of people. Look, New York has something. A little bit further up, if Miami, Orlando has something. California, albeit that's a cesspool of freaking gamers as it is right now. But then I was like, you know what? Let me make a change down here.
Yeah, so Central Florida.
I started
big.
pushing.
I will say it's pretty big here.
Down south, we're just known for gang violence and gunshots, man. I'm just like, that's all we're gonna be known for. Hey, you're from Miami? Don't shoot me.
Don't feel
like,
too bad, man. You know all those stories of Florida man? That's like two counties over from here.
That's me.
Every time you hear those stories, yeah, that's from a county that's not too far from here.
Well, lady guy, that I just moved here.
No, you're fine. You're still in
sure.
the
I'm in
county.
the Disney bubble right now. So.
Don't walk your dog next to
county that I'm in. You're fine.
You're on the East Coast. I'm the far East Coast. Don't worry about
it. I gotta
get
back.
Have you ever been to Florida?
Yeah, I've been to Florida a couple times on vacation, and my mom and my stepdad both live there. Separate parts. She lives in Winter Park, and he lives in Daytona Beach.
Winter Park is about not too far. Not too far. One of the video game stores I go to is in Winter Park.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's small world.
Yeah, you should come down here to Miami. We'll have a blast down here. I mean, depending on what day. We don't want to make it that summer, because that's the summer's here, bro. It's too damn hot, dude.
Yeah.
No matter what type of car you drive.
Right now. That's the thing when you're a homeowner and you got a lawn, it's like, oh, my lawn. That's how
really, I'll give you the 40 degrees we're getting out here and 30 degrees. It's like,
aren't you getting a snowstorm?
It was hailing the other day, so and it went from 70 degrees to like 45 in an hour. It's terrible. It's Chicago's the armpit weather of America. Like literally, the Midwest. You look at it, it's a fold in the United States, and it's the armpit weather of America. It's freaking terrible.
You guys are the armpit. We're the wet nut sack of Miami. Come on, dude.
Yeah, you are.
Like, I was just saying, we're the sweaty balls.
Damp dude, can you never step outside of Miami and not feel damp? You're like, oh, what the hell? I gotta take another shower. I need a shower. I can't do this. I have to remote start my car, put the air on lowest possible. It could be freezing polar in there, so I can just jump in my car and be like, oh, okay, it's cold. Okay, it's cold. All right, guys.
Speaking of that, I just found out there's a thing. As a car guy, I feel really bad. Ventilated seats. We can actually get ventilated seats. And I'm like,
sucks when you fart in it, it just blows
my
it up.
truck needs to have
all right.
I was like,
now free to move about the cabin.
Used to that. Wow. Okay, good night, everybody. No.
But man, that's cool. This is cool. I'm digging this whole thing.
Yeah, RGT85, I really want to thank you for this.
No problem,
for being here. Does anybody have to be off soon? Because I could keep talking if you guys want to. I know we don't normally go more than about an hour, 15 hour and 30 minutes. So if you guys are fine continuing, it's up to you guys, or do you just want to call it a night? I know we still have a decent number of people still in the chat.
I could stay another like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just curious because I was just double checking on what was going on with this Microsoft merger purchase and Sony being really butthurt about it. And it looks to be like that it's going to go through. And I know that the whole thing is Sony's scared now because if Microsoft purchases Activision, well, they're going to own Call of Duty. And not only that, they're going to own like other really big franchises like Diablo. And so Sony's getting scared and they're fighting for this to not go through. I'm just curious what you guys think about this.
Sony's just being difficult.
When are they not?
That it's all just posturing. They're just being difficult with it. Like they don't. At the end of the day, they don't. I don't think they really care. Like because the thing of it is Microsoft isn't gonna make Call of Duty exclusive anytime soon because they would be cannibalizing the Call of Duty franchise. The Call of Duty franchise sells well because it's on everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just posturing. Yeah, sure. Maybe 15 years from now, if Call of Duty goes, exclusive, you don't know what the video game landscape is going to look like in 15 years. Are there even going to be consoles? Is there even going to be,
exactly.
what's the distribution of video games going to look like? Because it's sure as hell isn't going to look like what we have today, which is just a weird hodgepodge of digital and physical goods, and it's going to go the digital route. So, with that being said, will there even be a need for consoles? This, that, and the other. So they're just being difficult for the sake of being difficult.
Okay, all right.
I totally agree.
I'm sorry, I'm having fun in the chat. Everybody's saying, like, people say something. I'm like, no, he's a Nintendo YouTuber. Now I just called you Nokia N-Gage YouTuber.
I never had an N-Gage.
Oh my god, that thing! My buddy had one.
I was working at GameStop
Not
at the
very
time when
memorable.
the taco came out, the side talking, and I wanted to get one just because of one game. There was an Elder Scrolls game on there, and I was never able to get one.
Yeah, I remember seeing them, but I never picked one up.
I was too poor to even get one. I was like, screw it.
So was I. I was working at GameStop. If you're working at GameStop,
I'll just stick to my PS2 and that's it. I'm like, that's it. I'll just rock this.
I've never even seen this thing.
It's
You gotta check it out. You gotta check it out.
This is wild. No, I just looked it up.
Yeah.
This is weird.
well, there's
bonkers.
two different versions.
It's
There's a
bonkers.
side talking one that looks like a taco, and then there's another one, the second gen, which you would put flat against your head. But the second gen, you actually had to take it apart to put the cartridge into the phone, and then put the case back on the phone. It was such a stupid design.
Yeah, bad.
I was
design.
cool with my freaking T-Mobile Sidekick, dude. I loved that thing so much.
Motorola Razor, bro.
Um,
I was one of them Razor guys.
I had one
remember, I
until a
thought it was
freaking forklift ran it over, and it became flat as a pancake for real. It was like flat. It's like, damn. This sucks,
Forklift
man.
ran over your Razor. Nice.
Yeah, it was horrible because it was paper thin by the time I picked it up. I was like, oh god. And at that time, my old man was the one that got it. He's like, oh, check this out, I got the Razor. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm gonna take it to work and all that stuff. And when I think I'm like, hey pops, I got your phone back, sorry. And he just looked and goes, all right, let's get the insurance on. Let's go.
Man, dude,
And he
I'm
was
old
so
enough when I
mad.
had pagers, dude. I had a Motorola
so
pager.
high.
Thing was freaking awesome. Some weird green color. Had
I got a clear
blue
one.
LED on it. And
I made sure I had that clear one.
It was dope.
Remember when clear electronics were a thing? Where you could actually see
Just
inside?
kidding, I don't.
Man,
I was gonna say one. Josie.
I was like, weren't you were born the year I got my pager or beeper.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I'm old.
I think that was the year I graduated high school.
Well,
Oh.
at least I've had good performing electronics for the most part. So
I'm actually looking forward to whatever you're gonna bring out, Josie. To be honest, being that you're now experiencing all these cool technologies that we went through, and now you're seeing it now, and then the things that you're gonna be seeing past us. Who knows if we die eventually? It's gonna be interesting. Just saying.
it's true.
I'm just gonna be sad if I'm on my deathbed and they announce like a new Mario game, and it's like, come on, dude, at least let me play it for a day. And I missed the boat on a new Mario game on my deathbed. I was thinking about that yesterday because I've been replaying the Mario games. Like I replayed Mario Odyssey. Oh, so good. And then I jumped back onto Mario Galaxy, which I'm enjoying, but Mario Odyssey is just one of those games to me that's just phenomenal. They did such a good job with that game.
Oh, that's kind of that reminds me. We totally skipped what we've been doing at the beginning of every podcast.
Yeah, what games have we been
What
playing?
have we been playing? So
You
you know
dropped
what?
the ball
Let's
on
end
that
it.
one, buddy.
Let's end the
Okay.
podcast with what have we been playing.
Perfect.
Start with
I
our
think that's great.
Who's starting me?
Yeah,
I was like, what?
So I've been playing. I just replayed the original Resident Evil 4 because I finished Resident Evil 4 remake, and I was like, I want to revisit it. I want to see, because it had been a very long time since I played it. So I just finished that. I've been dicking around and Breath of the Wild, because it's been a very long time since I played that game, and I'm trying to familiarize myself with it before Zelda comes, or Tears of the Kingdom comes out, and then just emulating a lot of stuff. Jackie Chan's Stuntmaster. I'm playing that a lot.
Wow.
I fucking love that
dude.
game. I think it's so good on the PS1. And
Wow.
yeah,
I remember that.
it honestly holds up extremely well. It's like it's super expensive, so just emulate it. But yeah,
I remember
that's
my
pretty
friend
much
had it. Josie?
I've been playing a lot of Splatoon. Splatoon 3, they had like oh my god. They had an event. I cannot remember what they're called for some reason right now.
Splatfest.
Splatfest.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Sorry, my head. So I played that this weekend. That was pretty fun. And then I've also started messing around a little bit in Breath of the Wild. But yeah, just a little bit.
Josie, were you Aliens? Nessie,
I was Aliens.
and Nessie won. I was
I
like,
know. I was
dude,
super upset
come on,
about that.
man. I was Aliens as well, and I was like, WTF, mate? But
Yeah, it was
Anyways.
ridiculous.
So,
Upset.
Nick, I take it that's what you were playing too.
yeah, I've been playing a lot of Splatoon, and since Josie was like, you got to turn on the motion controls, I've been really trying to nail that down. They're starting to get more comfortable. I've been messing with the settings and everything. So I play too many damn games at once. But Splatoon Splatoon 3 is an everyday game for me.
Yeah.
And then what is a really, really well done game is Ori and the Will of the Wisp that I jump into at night.
That's pretty
That's
cool
a
game.
Super good game.
Phenomenal game. So.
Yeah.
Punisher? We're just going to call
me?
you Big Pun. Ah, dun-dun-dun.
Oh, pretty much. I am that big almost.
Punisher.
Either way. So games, I've been out of the game loop for a hot minute, but I'm gonna see if hopefully this weekend, if I get some time, I want to jump in the Ninja Turtles. Not the remake. It's a game that they brought out not too long ago.
Yeah, it's
About the
phenomenal. It's
physical.
really good. Really
I
well.
know,
Cowabunga
I'm dying to
Quest or
jump
Shredder's
into it.
Revenge?
It's Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's
I mean.
Revenge?
Shredder's
Yeah,
Revenge,
that's one of the
yeah.
best games ever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I've
jump
seen
on
that.
it hopefully soon, and I'm thinking about even maybe doing just a series of recording, just playing it because
Just do
it's
it.
been a hot minute, man. It's been a hot minute, and I was like,
Well,
you know what? I miss
it-
myself.
If
playing
anyone's
some of these
down,
games.
Nick and I have been talking about it, doing a live game stream where we're going to play certain games like that. And that one came up. So,
Yeah,
hey,
good.
we could always do that. Play it on
I-
the Switch.
That reminds me, I've also been playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'll tell you,
I've been watching that.
dude, I'm getting
Same.
a lot of little kids coming into these streams, man, and they're
Hey,
ruining
what are you
the
doing
damn game, dude. They're ruining it for me. They're like, oh, like I need help, right? I need help on some of this stuff, but then they're like, okay, so then you're gonna have to fight this person, and then you're doing this, and then you're doing that, and then you can get this ending, and I'm just like, yo, just if I'm stuck, like just
Shut
get me
up.
out here.
Just something like that. Just tell them,
But
shut up.
not to interrupt you, Red Bandana. I apologize. Because I was thinking I might go live afterwards and stream some FNAF because I've been really enjoying that game. It's a security breach I'm playing currently. It's a lot of fun.
So,
I'm gonna
Yeah, you
manja
guys-
after this. I gotta manja right now. I'm hungry. I'm starving.
I gotta make
I
myself
actually
a
ate
stiff
before,
drink.
so I'm good. But yeah, you guys had me thinking. The only thing I've been playing now is Breath of the Wild because I decided to go back and finish it. I never finished it before Tears comes out, and today I was able to pre-order that Switch OLED, but I couldn't get the controller.
Dude, I want both
So-
of them so bad.
But yeah, so do I. But yeah, and I'm thinking, what else have I been playing? I go back and play Animal Crossing from time to time because that's my go-to. New Horizons, yeah, and what?
we have
but,
to share
yeah,
our
Breath of the
islands,
Wild.
dude. That's what we
Yeah.
gotta do for a stream.
Yes,
Dude,
because
my
we'll
island has
get
a
so
pet
many
store.
people in here.
Like, dude, like I was showing my niece my island one time. It took like a half an hour. I'm all about that
No,
game.
my wife's island is the most ridiculous. She's
I
got
have
over
Rose
1,000
Gardens,
hours
bro.
in that game.
Jeez.
Rose Gardens.
Yeah.
Shit. But anyways,
I
that's
have a
top-
friend that has almost 2,000. So
I gotta check the hours. I clocked a good amount of time in that game.
apparently my Switch has stopped checking the hours that I'm playing for games because it says I've only played like 235 hours or something like that. 260 of Animal Crossing, and I was like,
It's probably
Yeah,
doing
that
that
ain't right.
thing like in Looney Tunes. It spins and it stops. It goes. It's pretty silly, isn't it? And just keeps spinning afterwards. And it's probably doing that right now.
yeah, but
But
thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for joining us. Thank you, RGT85. I really, really appreciate this more than you know.
Oh, yeah,
And
no
we've
problem.
really been looking forward to this. Thank you for doing this because the last couple of weeks I've had my surgery and then we had MegaCon, all kinds of stuff. So I really appreciate you coming out tonight for this. Maybe we can have you back in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
And thank you, Josie. Thank you, Gabe. Well, Punisher, and then Nick. We all had a great time tonight. At least I think so. Can I talk for everybody and say we had a great time tonight?
Oh yeah, good time.
I
good
concur,
time.
sir.
You should not speak for me. Thank you.
So with a lot of people still being in here for the most part, I'm going to announce we are having another special guest in the coming weeks. I'm just trying to get it solidified. If you guys know him, Jay Drunk 3PO. Do you know who he is, RGT85?
It sounds familiar.
So he's going to be on soon, and then we have a couple of other guests. So thank you guys. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. And we greatly appreciate it. And I think we'll end it the way I end all my videos. Be legendary. Thanks again.
Peace.